Hey, what's going on, family? Y'all see what it is, man? Black is Gold, episode 9, featuring the wonderful, illustrious Michael Jordan, man. Some people recognize him universally as the greatest player of all time. You know what I mean? I have my opinion on that. I believe it's LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? Who's an all time leading scorer in the NBA, 4-time champion. Yeah. But, and LeBron might be covered on Black is Gold. There's a very strong possibility that he will be. All right. And if you've probably been paying attention, you've probably seen who's going to be covered, in the next couple of days. I have revealed everybody, okay? I've revealed some people, but not all, okay? So, with that being said, y'all, let's get into Michael Jordan's story, okay? Now, I'm just going to bring up, I'm not going to read the whole thing, all right? I'm going to read his upbringing, right? He went to college at, at North Carolina University. He's a Tar Heel. Shout out to North Carolina. That's my state of heritage. That's where my family's from. Shout out to the family. But yeah, we're gonna get into his early life, professional career, and that's it. Okay? Alright, it's not a long one, okay? I just want to get into this so I can, go and do what I gotta do, okay? I don't got a long time, alright? Alright, let's get into it, y'all. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, born February 17, 1963, also known by his initials MJ, is an American businessman and former professional basketball player. His biography on the official National Basketball Association website states, by acclamation, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. Okay? That's what a lot of people believe. I already told you my opinion already. He played 15 seasons in the NBA, winning 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls. Jordan is the principal owner and chairman of the Charlotte Hornets of the NBA and of 23XI Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series. He was integral in popularizing the NBA around the world in the 1980s and 1990s, becoming a global cultural icon in the process. Yes, he was, and yes, he still is. All right? Now, Jordan played college basketball for 3 seasons under Coach Dean Smith with the North Carolina Tar Heels. As a freshman, he was a member of the Tar Heels National Championship team in 1982. Jordan joined the Bulls in 1984, as a 3rd overall draft pick and quickly emerged as a league star, entertaining crowds with prolific scoring while gaining a reputation as one of the game's best defensive players. His leaping ability, demonstration by performing slam dunks from the free throw line and slam dunk contests, earned him the nicknames Air Jordan and his airness. Jordan won his first NBA title with the Bulls in 1991 and followed that achievement with titles in 1982 and 93, securing the three-peat, which is very hard to do. Okay, so that's why a lot of people, university will regard him as the greatest because he three-peated. Not once, but as I'm going to read, he three-peated twice, which is super hard. Securing the three-peat, Jordan abruptly retired from basketball before 1993-94 NBA season to play minor league baseball, but returned to the Bulls in March 1995 and led them to three more championships in 96, 97, and 98, as well as the then record 72 regular season wins in 1995-96 NBA season, which was broken by the Golden State Warriors. Remember, they went 73-9, and then the great LeBron James beat them in the finals. Y'all know that. Y'all know. He retired for the second time in January 1999, but returned for 2 more NBA seasons from 2001 to 2003 as a member of the Washington Wizards. Man, that was not a good time for him. During the course of his professional career, he was also elected to play for the United States national team, winning 4 gold medals. Salute to him at the 1983 Pan American Games, the 84 Summer Olympics, 92 Tournament of the Americas, and 92 Summer Olympics, while also being undefeated. Jordan's individual accolades and accomplishments include 6 NBA Finals, Most Valuable Player awards, 10 NBA scoring titles, both all-time records, 5 NBA MVP awards, 10 All-NBA First Teams designations, 9 All-Defensive First Team honors, 14 NBA All-Star Game selections, 3 NBA All-Star Game MVP awards, 3 NBA Steals titles, and the 1988 NBA Defensive Player of the Year award. He holds the NBA record for career regular season scoring average, 30.12 points per game, and career playoff scoring average, 33.4 points per game. In 1999, he was named the 20th century's greatest North American athlete by ESPN and was second to Babe Ruth on the Associated Press list of athletes on the century. Jordan was twice inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, once in 2009 for his individual career and again in 2010 as part of the 1992 United States Men's Olympic basketball team, the Dream Team. He became a member of the United States Olympic Hall of Fame in 2009, member of the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame in 2010, and an individual member of the FIBA Hall of Fame in 2015, and a Dream Team member in 2017. In 2021, Jordan was named to the NBA 75th anniversary team. One of the most effectively marketed athletes of the generation, Jordan is known for his product endorsements, He fueled the success of Nike's Air Jordan sneakers, which were introduced in 1984 and remain popular today. They sure do. I got me a pair. Jordan also starred as himself in the 1996 live-action animation hybrid film Space Jam and the central focus of the Emmy Award-winning documentary miniseries The Last Dance. He became part owner and head of basketball operations of the Charlotte Bobcats, now named the Hornets, in 2006, and bought a controlling interest in 2010. In 2016, became the first billionaire player in NBA history. That year, President Barack Obama awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. As of 2022, Jordan's net worth was estimated at $1.7 billion. Salute to She Stole My Thunder. When the raindrops fall. Shout out to She Stole My Thunder. Thank you for tuning in, family. Really appreciate you. Salute to M3. M3, what's going on? What's going on, M3? All right, let's get into the early life. Jordan was born at Cumberland Hospital in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, New York City on February 17, 1963. I know where the hospital is at. Don't ask me why, but I do. The son, yeah, I know, when the raindrops fall from the sky. The son of a bank employee, Dolores Peoples, and equipment supervisor James R. Jordan Sr., in 1968, he moved his family to Wilmington, North Carolina. Okay, I know where that's at too. All right, I'm not gonna keep snitching on myself because y'all probably gonna try to find out, more information about me. So I ain't gonna snitch on myself. But yeah, I know where Wilmington, North Carolina is. I've been there once. Jordan attended Emsley, a Laney High School in Wilmington, where he highlighted his athletic career by playing basketball, baseball, and football. He tried out for basketball varsity team during his sophomore year of 5 feet 11 inches. Wow, he was short back then. Okay, all right. She's talking about them to give a shout out to the 3, asking him how the weather is. Okay. Now, let me finish this. Where was I? I say he was 5 feet 11 inches. Yeah, he was deemed too short to play at that level. His taller friend, Harvard's Leroy Smith, was the only sophomore to make the team. Motivated to prove his worth, Jordan became the star of Laney's junior varsity team and tallied some 40-point games. The following summer, he grew 4 inches and trained rigorously. I know he did. Upon earning a spot on the varsity roster, Jordan averaged more than 25 points per game over his final 2 seasons of high school play. As a senior, he was selected to play in the 1981 McDonald's All-American game and scored 30 points. After averaging 27 points per game, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists per game for the season. Jordan was recruited by numerous college basketball programs, including Duke, North Carolina, South Carolina, Syracuse, and Virginia. In 1981, he accepted a basketball scholarship to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where he majored in cultural geography. Wow. Didn't know he majored in that. Pretty cool. Okay, let's get to his professional career. Chicago Bulls, 84 to 93, 95, 98. Okay, let's get to 84 to 87. Those are the early years. Chicago Bulls selected Jordan with the 3rd overall pick of the 1984 NBA draft after Hakeem Olajuwon, man, who was a beast. Do his research on him. Houston Rockets and Sam Bowie, Portland Trailblazers. Sam Bowie was nice in college, man. He just didn't have it's really a crazy story with Sam Bowie, man. Check it out, man. It's a very interesting and crazy story, man. Salute to Sam Bowie, but he was nice in college. Like he was nothing to play with, all right? One of the primary reasons why Jordan was not drafted sooner was because the first 2 teams were in need of a center. Trailblazers general manager Stu Inman contended that it was not a matter of drafting a center, but more a matter of taking Bowie over Jordan, in part because Portland already had Clyde Drexler, who was a guard with similar skills to Jordan. Citing Bowie's injury-laden college career, ESPN named the Blazers' choice of Bowie as the worst draft pick in North American professional sports history. But they didn't know, all right? They didn't know that he was going to be injured that much, okay? Because like I said, in college, he was a terror, man. Sam Bowie was no joke in college, man. I'm telling you, look it up. I'm not joking, all right? I would have took him over Jordan, too, during that time, all right? Because in college, he was something different. He was better than Jordan in college. That's a fact. You can ask anybody. Jordan made his NBA debut at Chicago Stadium on October 26, 1984, scored 16 points. In 2021, ticket stub from the game sold at auction for $264,000, set a record for a collectible ticket stub. During his rookie 1984-85 season with the Bulls, Jordan averaged 28.2 points per game on 51.5% shooting and helped make a team that had won 35% of the games in the previous 3 seasons playoff contenders. He quickly became a fan favorite in opposing arenas. Royce Johnson of the New York Times described him as a phenomenal rookie of the Bulls in November. And Jordan appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated with the heading, "A Star is Born," in December. The fans also voted Jordan as an all-star starter during his rookie season. Controversy arose before the 1985 NBA All-Star Game when word surfaced that several veteran players, led by Isaiah Thomas, were upset by the amount of attention Jordan was receiving. This led to a so-called freeze-out on Jordan, where players refused to pass the ball to him throughout the game. The controversy left Jordan relatively unaffected when he returned to regular season play. He was going to be voted the NBA Rookie of the Year. The Bulls finished the season 38-44 and lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in 4 games in the first round of playoffs. All right, so that's his first year. As often cited moment was on August 26, 1985, when Jordan shook the arena during a Nike exhibition game in Trieste, Italy, by shattering glass off the backboard with a dunk. The moment was filmed and is often referred to worldwide as an important milestone in Jordan's rise. The shoes Jordan wore during the game were auctioned in August 2020 and sold for $165,000, $615,000, and a record for a pair of sneakers. Jordan's 1985-86 season was cut short when he broke his foot the third game of the year, causing him to miss 64 games. The Bulls made the playoffs despite Jordan's injury and a 30-52 record, and at the time, the fifth worst record of any team to qualify the playoffs in NBA history. Jordan recovered in time to participate in the postseason and performed well upon his return. Against the Boston Celtics team that is often considered one of the greatest teams in NBA history, Jordan set still the unbroken record for points in a playoff game with 63 in Game 2, but the Celtics managed to sweep the series. Jordan completely recovered in time for the 1986-87 season and had one of the most prolific scoring seasons in NBA history. He became the only player other than world champion to score 3,000 points in the season, averaging a league-high 37.1 points per game or 48.2% shooting. In addition, Jordan demonstrated his defensive prowess and became the first player in NBA history to record 200 steals and 100 block shots in the season. Despite Jordan's success, Magic Johnson won the NBA Most Valuable Player award. The Bulls reached 40 wins and advanced to the playoffs for the third consecutive year, but were again swept by the Celtics. Wow. Pistons roadblock, 87-90. Yeah, this is real. The Pistons were real back in the days, man. Led by Isaiah Thomas and them. You know what I mean? They was no joke. Joe Dumars, the whole gang. Lambert, all right? John Sally, Rodman, no joke, all right? Jordan again led the league in scoring during the 87-88 season, averaging 35 points per game with 53.5% shooting, and he won his first league MVP award. He was also named the NBA Defensive Player of the Year as he averaged 1.6 blocks per game, a league high 3.1 steals per game, and led the Bulls defense to the fewest points per game allowed in the league. The Bulls finished 50-32 and made it out of the first round of playoffs for the first time in Jordan's career, and they defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5 games. In each conference semifinals, the Bulls lost in 5 games to the more experienced Detroit Pistons. Yeah, they were, who were led by Isaiah Thomas and a group of physical players known as the Bad Boys. All right. In the 1988-89 season, Jordan again led the league in scoring, averaging 32.5 points per game with 43.8% shooting from the field, along with 8 rebounds per game and 8 assists per game. During the season, Sam Fisher, Chicago's point guard, was having trouble running the offense, and Jordan expressed frustration with head coach Doug Collins, who put Jordan at point guard. At the time as a point guard, Jordan averaged 10 triple-doubles in 11 games with 33.6 points per game, 11.4 rebounds per game, 10.8 assists per game, 2.9 steals per game, and 0.8 blocks per game, and 51% shooting. He was a really good point guard, really great point guard at that. The Bulls finished with a 47-35 record and advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals, defeating the Cavaliers and New York Knicks along the way. Them bum Knicks, man. Golly. The Cavaliers series included a career highlight for Jordan when he hit the shot over Craig Elo at the buzzer in the 5th and final game of the series. Yeah, that shot was crazy. I remember that. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Pistons again defeated the Bulls, this time in 6 games, by utilizing the Jordan method of guarding Jordan, which consisted of double and triple teaming him every time he touched the ball. The Bulls entered the 89-90 season as a team on the rise with the core group of Jordan and young improving players, Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant. Look, you know who Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant is? Look them up, all right? They might be covered on here, but definitely look them up. Look, man, you know, if you're going to have a team, you got to have the guys with you, okay? And Jordan ain't winning nothing without Pippen and Horace Grant. Please believe that, all right? Please believe that. And under the guidance of the new coach, Phil Jackson, on March 28, 1990, Jordan scored a career-high 69 points in a 117-113 road win over the Cavaliers. He averaged a leading 33.6 points per game, on 52.6% shooting to go with 6.9 rebounds per game and 6.3 assists per game, and leading the Bulls to a 55-27 record. They again advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals after beating the Bucks and Philadelphia 76ers. Despite pushing the series to 7 games, the Bulls lost to the Pistons for the 3rd consecutive season. All right, let's go for the first three-peat. Let's get it, y'all, all right? In the 1990-1991 season, this is when he rises to the occasion. This is when he breaks through, all right? Jordan won his second MVP award after averaging 31.5 points per game, or 53.9% shooting, 6.0 rebounds per game, and 5.5 assists per game for the regular season. The Bulls finished in first place in their division for the first time in 16 years and set a franchise record with 61 wins in the regular season. With Scottie Pippen developing to an all-star, the Bulls have elevated their play. The Bulls defeated the New York Knicks, the bum Knicks, and the Philadelphia 76ers in the opening 2 rounds of the playoffs. They advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals where their rival, the Detroit Pistons, awaited them. Pistons were waiting. They were waiting for them. This time, the Bulls beat the Pistons in a 4-game sweep. The Bulls advanced to the finals for the first time in franchise history to face the Los Angeles Lakers, who have Magic Johnson and James Worthy, 2 formidable opponents. Y'all know about Magic Johnson and James Worthy? Do your research. That's what I'm going to say. The Bulls won the series 4 games to 1 and compiled a 15-2 playoff record along the way. Perhaps the best known moment of the series came in Game 2 when attempting to dunk, Jordan avoided a potential Sam Perkins block by switching the ball from his right hand to his left and mid-air to lay the shot into the basket. I remember that. That was nasty. In the first finals appearance, Jordan had 31.2 points per game, 56% shooting from the field, 11.4 assists per game, 6.6 rebounds per game, 2.0 steals per game, and 1.4 blocks per game. Jordan won the first NBA Finals MVP award, and he cried while holding the finals trophy. Yeah, I remember that, man. Jordan's Bulls established their dominance in the 1991-92 season, establishing a 67-15 record, topping their franchise record from 1990 to 1991. Jordan won the second consecutive MVP award with averaging of 31.1 points per game, 6.4 rebounds per game, 6.1 assists per game, or 52% shooting. After winning a physical 7-game series over the New York Knicks, bum Knicks, in the second round of the playoffs, they finished the Cleveland Cavaliers in the conference finals in 6 games. The Bulls met Clyde Drexler, Clyde the Glide. And the Portland Trail Blazers in the finals. The media hoping to recreate a Magic Bird rivalry. It wasn't going to happen that way. Highlights the similarities between Air Jordan and Clyde the Glide during the pre-final cycle. In the first game, Jordan scored a finals record 35 points in the first half, including a record-setting 6 3-point field goals. After the 6 3-pointer, he jogged down the court, shrugging as he looked courtside. Mark Alvin, who broadcasted the game, later said that it was as if Jordan was saying, "I can't believe I'm doing this." The Bulls went on to win Game 1 and defeat the Blazers in 6 games. Jordan was named Finals MVP for the second year in a row and finished the series averaging 35.8 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, and 6.5 assists per game while shooting 52.6% from the floor. In the 1992-93 season, despite a 32.6 point per game, 6.7 rebound per game, 5.5 assists per game campaign, including the second place finishing in Defensive Player of the Year voting, Jordan's consecutive MVP season ended as he lost the award to his friend Charles Barkley. Barkley was balling that year, y'all, all right? It wasn't his fault. Barkley was balling, which upset him. Coincidentally, Jordan and the Bulls met Barkley in the Phoenix Suns in the 1993 NBA Finals. Uh-oh. He was upset now. Took the MVP away from me? It's on. The Bulls won their 3rd championship on a game-winning shot by John Paxson. I remember that shot, too. That was crazy. On a last-second block by Horace Grant, but Jordan was once again Chicago's leader. He averaged a finals record 40.1 points per game during a 6-game series. That's crazy. He became the first player in NBA history to win 3 straight Finals MVP awards. He scored more than 30 points in every game of the series, including 40 or more points in 4 consecutive games. With his 3rd finals triumph, Jordan capped a 7-year run where he attained 7 scoring titles and 3 championships. When they were signed, Jordan was tiring of his massive celebrity and all of the non-basketball hassles in his life. Okay, he went through the gambling thing. He did his first retirement. He did the little baseball thing and all that. So let's go when he come back, all right? I'm back. Return to the NBA. 1995, the Bulls won 55-27, 1983-94 without Jordan in the lineup and lost to the New York Knicks, the bum Knicks, in the second round of the playoffs. Oh no, we ain't talking about you. She's talking about. I'm talking about Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Now, the 1994-95 Bulls were shells of the championship team were just 2 years earlier. I think she's talking M3. All right. Struggling in the midseason to ensure a spot in the playoffs. Chicago was 31-31 at one point in mid-March. The team received help when Jordan decided to return to the Bulls. In March of '95, Jordan decided to quit baseball because he feared he might become a replacement player during the Major League Baseball strike. On March 18, 1985, Jordan announced his return to the NBA through a 2-word press release, "I'm back." The next day, Jordan took to the court with the Bulls to face the Indiana Pacers in Indianapolis, scoring 19 points. The game had the highest Nielsen rating of any regular season NBA game since 1975. Yeah, everybody wanted to see him play. He was back. You know what I mean? I'm back. Back. You know what I mean? So, although he could have worn his original number, even though the Bulls retired it, Jordan won number 45, his baseball number, which I hated. I hated number 45 Jordan. Oh, God. Despite his 18-month hiatus from the NBA, Jordan played well, making a game-winning jump shot against Atlanta in his fourth comeback. In his fourth game back, he scored 55 points in the next game against the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden on March 20th, 1985. Boosted by Jordan's comeback, the Bulls were 13-4 to make the playoffs and advance to the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Orlando Magic, who was no joke. At the end of game one, Orlando's Nick Anderson stripped Jordan from behind, leading to the game-winning basket for the Magic. He later commented that Jordan didn't look like the old Michael Jordan and said that number 45 doesn't explode and number 23 used to. Jordan responded by scoring 38 points in the next game, with Chicago won. Before the game, Jordan decided that he would immediately resume wearing his former number 23. The Bulls would fine $25,000 for failing to report the impromptu number change to the NBA. Jordan was fined an additional $5,000 for opting to wear white sneakers when the rest of the Bulls wore black. He averaged 31 points per game in the playoffs, but Orlando won the series in 6 games. I remember that. Jordan was mad at that too. But that just showed, you can't just turn it on and turn it off. You know what I mean? Like, he came back in March, he thought he could get it done, and he almost did, but them boys were playing all year. And as the greatest Michael Jordan was, yeah, he wasn't playing all year, and Orlando got him out of there, man. A lot of people try to forget about that, but Orlando got him out of there in 6 games. He averaged 31 to this thing, but they still got him out of here. All right? Second three-peat, 95-98. Jordan was freshly motivated by the playoff defeat, and he trained aggressively for the 95-96 season. The Bulls were strengthened by the addition of rebound specialist Dennis Rodman, who was no joke. You don't know about Dennis Rodman? Do your research. And the team dominated the league, starting the season at 41-3. The Bulls eventually finished with the best regular season record in NBA history, 72-10. A mark broken 2 decades later by the 2015-16 Golden State Warriors. And now you got to understand too, with the Warriors and the Bulls, them setting them records, not only did they have offense, but y'all got to remember, they both had defenses that were just crazy. You know what I'm saying? You had Pippen, and Rodman, who were just defensive specialists. You know what I mean? Like they was on it. And Jordan was a good defender as well. He was great. He was a good defender as well, all right? He got busy on the defensive side. All right? He was Defensive Player of the Year. So he wasn't a scrub. Salute the Marcus. You know what I'm saying? And, maybe like Mike. Exactly. If I could be like Mike, exactly, Marcus. You know what I'm saying? So, remember, Jordan, Jordan has some dogs with him on the defensive end, all right? A lot of people be forgetting Rodman and Pippen were monsters on defense, okay? And now with Golden State Warrior, who do they have? Marcus, you know what they had? Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala, okay? 2 monsters on defense, all right? A lot of times people overlook these guys. You know what I'm saying? And we can't forget the centers either. I'm not going to forget Luke Longley for the Bulls and Bill Winnington. And then for the Warriors, they had Andrew Bogut. You know what I'm saying? They had Andrew Bogut, and I think they had I forget the brother's name. I can see him right now. Bald-headed brother, black dude. I forget his name. Marcus, put it in the chat if you remember. They had 2 centers that that made sure when y'all came in there, y'all was getting touched up. All right. So that's the thing. A lot of people looking at the Thunder, not the Thunder, the Suns team with KD on there now, and they thinking that they're gonna do something. But to me, they ain't got enough defense though. They ain't got enough defense. Shout out to Twin Quantum Love. You know what I'm saying? You can have all the scoring in the world, but you gotta have some monsters on defense, man. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. And the Warriors and the Bulls, the reason why they was able to win so many games, so many championships, they have some monsters on defense, man. All right? You gotta have the monsters on defense. If you don't, you ain't winning nothing. All right? Rodman will sometimes get like 20 rebounds in a game. 20 rebounds by himself in the game. All right? Now, so Jordan led the league in scoring with 30.4 points per game when he won the league's regular season and All-Star Game MVP awards. In the playoffs, the Bulls lost only 3 games in 4 series. Miami Heat 3-0, New York Knicks 4-1, and Orlando Magic 4-0. And they defeated the Seattle Supersonics 4-2 in the NBA Finals to win their 4th championship. Jordan was named Finals MVP for a record 4th time, surpassing Magic Johnson's 3 Final MVP awards. He also achieved only a second sweep of the MVP award in the All-Star Game regular season NBA Finals after Willis Reed in the 1969-70 season. If you don't know about Willis Reed, do your research. All right, he was on the Knicks when the Knicks was actually nice before they was bums. Now, upon winning the championship, his first since his father's transition, Jordan reacted emotionally, clutching the game ball and crying on locker room floor. All right, let me see input. Bogut, Zaza. No, Zaza came after. He wasn't on the 73-9 team. I don't think he was on the 73-9 team. I might be wrong, Marcus. I think he was, but I might be wrong. I think it was Maurice Spates. That's who it was. Maurice Spates. Zaza, I think he came after, but don't quote me on that one. I mean, he came after that. But yeah, Maurice Spates was the guy, all right? Him and Bogut. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Remember, Sean Livingston, too. Defensive specialist. Harrison Barnes wasn't no joke on the defense. David West. Let me tell you something. In order to win championships, you got to have some dogs, all right? It ain't about all offense. So you got to have some dogs on the defense, man. All right? And you see these names, these guys were dogs, man, especially Iguodala and Draymond Green, boy, okay? All right? It was no joke. You know what I mean? They would touch you up. Be a little elbow. You know what I mean? Like, oh. You know what I mean? You try to get in the lane. You ain't going to want to come in the lane after they're done with you. I'm telling you, they was hitting you up. All right? In the 1996-97 season, the Bulls set at the 69-11 record, but in the season by losing their final 2 games to finish the year 69-13. Missing out on the second consecutive 71 seasons. The Bulls advanced to the finals, where they faced the Utah Jazz. That team included Karl Malone, who had beaten Jordan for the NBA MVP award in a tight race, 986 to 957. That is a tight race. Yeah, David West did come from the Spurs and Pacers days. Yeah, he was a monster. You gotta have some monsters on the defensive, man. You gotta have some guys that like, yo, when I'm coming into the paint, I gotta think about it. You know what I mean? Remember the old Lakers team back in the day? You know what I mean? You had guys like, Robert Horry, you know what I'm saying? Derek Fisher, you know what I mean? Rick Fox. All right? These guys put their hands on you. Remember, the Spurs had Bruce Bowen, okay? To win a championship, you gotta have some dogs, man. Can't just have all offense. You gotta have a guy that's gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna touch you. I'm gonna hit you real hard. You know what I mean? So you can know that not to come in the paint again. If you don't got a guy like that, you ain't winning nothing. I'm just telling you that. It's just the truth. All right. Now, the series against the Jazz featured 2 of the more memorable clutch moments of Jordan's career. He won Game 1 for the Bulls with a buzzer-beating jump shot. In Game 5, the series tied at 2. Jordan played despite being feverish and dehydrated from a stomach virus, and what is known as the flu game. Jordan scored 38 points, including a game-deciding three-pointer with 25 seconds remaining. Yeah, I remember that. The Bulls won 90-88 and wanted to win the series in Game 6 in 6 games. For the 5th time in as many finals appearances, Jordan received the Finals MVP award. During the 97 NBA All-Star Game, Jordan posted the first triple-double in All-Star Game history in a victorious effort, but the MVP award went to Glenn Rice. I remember Glenn Rice went off that year. Jordan Bulls compiled a 62-20 record in the 97-98 season. Jordan led the league with a 28.7 points per game, secured his 5th regular season MVP award, plus honors for the All-NBA first team, first defensive team, and the All-Star Game MVP. The Bulls won the Eastern Conference Championship for a 3rd straight season, including surviving a 7-game series with the Indiana Pacers and Reggie Miller. If you don't know about Reggie Miller, go look him up. In the Eastern Conference Finals, it was the first time Jordan had played in the Game 7 since the 92 Eastern Conference semifinals with the New York Knicks. After winning, they moved on for a rematch with the Jazz in the finals. The Bulls returned to the Delta Center for Game 6 on June 14th, 1998, leading the series 3-2. Jordan executed a series of plays considered to be one of the greatest clutch performances in NBA Finals history. With 41.9 seconds remaining, the Bulls trailing 86-83 before Jazz called a timeout. When play resumed, Jordan received the inbound pass, drove to the basket, and sank a shot over several Jazz defenders, cutting Utah lead to 86-85. Jazz brought the ball up court and passed the ball to Malone, who was set up in the low post and was being guarded by Rodman. Malone josted with Rodman and caught the pass, but Jordan cut behind him and stole the ball out of his hands. Oh, man, he was so close. Karl Malone was so close to winning that game, man. It didn't happen for him. Let me give a shout out to his party line. What up? Thanks for coming through. All right. Jordan then dribbled down the court and paused on his defender, Jazz guard Byron Russell. With 10 seconds remaining, Jordan started to dribble right, then cross over to his left, possibly pushing off Russell. He did push him off. Although the officials did not call a foul, they wasn't calling that. With 5.2 seconds left, Jordan made the climatic shot of his Bulls career, a top key jumper over stomach Russell to give Chicago an 87-86 lead. Afterwards, the Jazz not stopped the alley. It's a game-winning three-pointer, and the buzzer sounded as Jordan and the Bulls won their sixth NBA championship, achieving the second three-peat in a decade. Once again, Jordan was voted Finals MVP, having led all scorers by averaging 33.5 points per game, including 45 in the deciding Game 6. Jordan's sixth Finals MVP is a record. The 98 Finals holds the highest television rating on any finals series in any final series in history. The Game 6 holds the highest television rating of any game in the NBA history. Wow. All right. So he retired again. You know, he came back with the Wizards. All right. Excuse me, y'all. So that's the career of Michael Jordan. All right. He's the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. You know what I mean? A billionaire. You know what I mean? And he definitely represents the slogan "Black is Gold." All right. I know Jordan's controversial. I know some of his political and social views ain't the best. All right. But yeah, we can't take away from his accomplishments. Jordan was definitely, you know what I mean, a pioneer, you know what I mean, within the Black community and a pioneer, you know what I'm saying, within our history and our culture in this country. All right. So that being said, y'all, all right, this is Black is Gold episode number 9. Michael Jordan. As always, y'all, as our Heavenly Sisters in the Stream QB says, be intentional. I'm being intentional of just staying focused, doing my thing, and just staying positive, y'all. And just really enjoying it, you know what I mean, this weekend. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Thank you everybody for tuning in. Shout out to everybody. Party Llama, I see you. Thanks for the shout out. Appreciate you. But yeah, y'all, thanks for tuning in, man. Much love to y'all. All right? Peace. Where my outro at? Where my outro? Oh, I got to do the outro on for y'all. Where that outro at? I got it. Peace.
The DJ.